every day we start with the same amount of energy. One day I was talking to a woman named Tammy. She's a massage therapist who gives me a deep tissue massage once every couple weeks. We were discussing energy and how much each one of us really has in a single day. Tammy shared something that stuck with me, something that honestly has changed the way I think about my own energy on any given day. She told me about the spoon theory. According to this theory, everyone starts the day with 5 spoons. Each task you do, every person you interact with, every responsibility you face either takes or gives away a spoon. If you give energy to someone, something, or situation, you're spending one of your spoons. And at the end of the day, you either have spoons left or you don't. Some days you come home with 1 or 2, or maybe even 3 spoons left. And on those days, you might have the energy to do more. Do things around the house, spend time with your loved ones, or take on another small project. But there are also days when you come home and you have nothing left. 0 spoons. And that's okay. Because the reality is, we only have so much energy to give in a day. This concept, the idea that we only have 5 spoons to give, it's incredibly powerful. It's a way of acknowledging that our energy is finite. It's not this boundless thing that we have an infinite supply of. We all reach a point when the energy runs out, and when that happens, we've got nothing else to give. There are days when you are left with barely a spoon after a long, exhausting workday, and on those days you may feel like the world is asking too much of you. You may even feel guilty, like you should be doing more, like you should be able to handle more. But the spoon theory has taught me that you can't give away more than you have. And it's okay to say, I'm out of spoons for the day. But here's the interesting part. There are some moments during the day when you actually gain spoons. When you do something that replenishes your energy. Maybe you take a walk outside, maybe you have a meaningful conversation, maybe you get a moment of peace or experience something that reminds you of your purpose. In those moments, you can actually feel more energized. Suddenly you think, you know what? I could take on the rest of the day. You've gained a spoon or two, and those moments are precious. Now, don't get me wrong, this doesn't happen every day. For me, as an introvert, by the end of the day, I'm often running on empty. But there are days when I feel completely refueled, and I leave work with a full tank of energy. And that's the beauty of this theory. It's just making us more aware of our energy. It forces us to be mindful about where we spend our spoons. Think about it. Everything you do in a day, every meeting, every conversation, every decision, it takes energy. So you have to ask yourself, is this task or person worth a spoon? This isn't about reducing people or tasks to spoon values. It's about recognizing that we all have a limited amount of energy. There are certain people in my life who I would gladly give all 5 spoons to without hesitation. Those are the people who fill me up, who energize me. I spend my energy on them because they're worth it. But there are also other people who, let's be real, we know who they are. And by the end of the interaction, they leave us feeling like we've given away all 5 spoons without getting anything back. They're draining. And that's okay too. It's just part of the reality of managing our energy. And this idea of managing spoons, it's taught me something really important. Boundaries are everything. For years, I didn't understand this. I would run myself ragged, pouring energy into everything and everyone, believing that I could keep going no matter what, even when there's really nothing left. But the spoon theory helped me realize that I need to protect my energy. If I want to be at my best, whether it's at work, with my family, or my personal life, I need to conserve my spoons. It's helped me learn to ask myself, is this worth one of my spoons today? If I'm gearing up for a busy week at work or a big project, I tend to hoard my spoons a little. I'll prioritize what needs to get done, and I won't waste energy on things or people that don't serve that goal. And I've learned something else too. People, they actually respect your boundaries. When you tell them, hey, can we meet on this next week instead of today? Or, I can't give you all of my energy right now, but I'll be available soon. People tend to appreciate it because they know that you're going to give them their full attention when you're ready and when you're recharged and when you have something to give. And the most surprising thing I've learned throughout this whole spoon process is that it's not about being selfish. It's about being intentional with your energy. You can't pour from an empty cup. And when you acknowledge that, when you protect your spoons, you're able to show up as your best version of yourself, not just for others, but for yourself as well. So here's the challenge for you. As you wake up each day, think about the spoons. You only have 5, and you don't get to store them up. You can't carry over your spoons from yesterday to today. Every day is a fresh start. Every interaction, every task takes something from you. But the good news is you can decide how to spend them. Be intentional with your energy. Know when to say no. Know when to say yes. And remember, it's okay to say, I'm out of spoons for today. Take care of your spoons because your energy is one of the most precious resources you have.